Investigative reporter Catherine Falders joins me live now, along with ABC News political director Rick Klein, for more on this. So, Catherine, of course, now all eyes on the Justice Department. Tell us what comes next in this investigation.
Well, DOJ has been continuing pretty aggressively without the January 6th committee. We've reported that they've hauled witnesses before the grand jury recently. They're really continuing their work here. They've reached out to former Vice President Mike Pence to see if he will talk to them. So they haven't totally needed all of the committee's evidence to continue their investigation. Now, what they're likely going to look at once this evidence is released are those transcripts. DOJ has requested those transcripts from the committee. The committee has said, we're not going to give them to you until our investigation is done. DOJ has been talking to a lot of the same witnesses, so they're likely to go through those and cross-check those, see if there's any witnesses who potentially lied to them, who lied to Congress. That will be the focus for DOJ, and they've realized that they've needed that throughout. But at the end of the day, DOJ probably has more evidence than the committee has. They have been waging these secret court battles behind the scenes to pierce those claims of executive privilege, for example, that former White House lawyer Pat Cipollone made before the committee. DOJ obviously won that. So look, they're pretty far along here, but they will be keeping an eye on those transcripts.
Now, Rick, put this in context for us. I mean, Congress is recommending that the Justice Department charge a former president with multiple crimes, including insurrection. Just how significant is this moment, and what might it mean for his presidential run?
Well, this has never happened before, and it was a step that the committee knew would be unprecedented when they did it. There's so much is unprecedented about this situation, and it puts a degree of public pressure on the Department of Justice. Yes, it's true. Technically, this doesn't have any meaning. DOJ prosecutors are pursuing their own mission, their own cases. They may or may not result in charges, but this is now the judgment of a duly formed and bipartisan committee of Congress that says we found these 4 specific areas that we believe a crime was committed. That makes it extraordinarily difficult for the Department of Justice to take a pass on this. And all the inclinations you might hear as Joe Biden as a candidate talking about healing the nation, all of the inclinations to say that this is maybe too politicized, may not be good to look back, all of it, I think, is belied by the very stark message sent by this committee. And it guarantees that the work of the committee, while it's wrapping up, the true impact is going to be felt into next year and in 2024, where, as you mentioned, Donald Trump is an active declared candidate for president now.
And, Catherine, the House Ways and Means Committee set to vote later today on whether to make former President Trump's tax returns public. So what can we expect there?
Yeah, the committee originally subpoenaed for this data in 2019. They've just received access to it. They're going to meet in an executive session behind closed doors to debate about this. We don't know how long that will be, but we do expect there to be some sort of vote later in the day on whether to make this information public. How they do that, how much of it is made public, and when, that's still to be determined.
And, Rick, former President Trump says these investigations only make him stronger. Not quite sure what that means. Do you think that this all could backfire on Democrats?
Well, I think if you looked at this purely as a political exercise, this makes it look even a little bit more political. And there's no question that Donald Trump has the kind of the strength in his base that is untouched, and I think untouched by the latest here. That said, we are seeing a reckoning inside the Republican Party since the last election where Donald Trump's candidates seem to fall short. So many of the candidates that supported the big lie fell short about a month ago. And Donald Trump himself is a diminished figure inside the Republican Party. Not to say he can't make a comeback. And the whole point about him making his supporters believing him even more, in a way, that is exactly what happened on January 6th. And that, I don't know, is necessarily a point against this investigation.
All right, Rick Klein, Catherine Falders, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.